Welcome to Lebo's Soweto backpacker. Spending the weekend here. I want to show you the township culture and what you can expect if you go to the townships. So when you are in South Africa, if you want to learn about the culture, the best places to visit it is the villages or the townships. Lebo is a township guy who had a wonderful idea of turning his grandmother's matchbox house into an award-winning backpackers. He felt that instead of tourists experiencing the township through a bus window, they could come and have a real experience with the locals. You start off the tour by testing which bicycle is suitable for you. And you can't ride a bike, then there is a tandem bicycle available. Other than that, you can book a tuk-tuk tour. Once you are sorted, your first stop is at Lebo's land and a narration of how the township started.
A dam site, so a community the backpackers, they cleaned it up.
Oh,
so we're in a campsite, Lana. Then we've got a mini garden here, where when we come back from the tour, the lunch soila comes from our own garden.
oh.
Some of the veggies and the plants grow them ourselves. But it's just making sure space so that is idling. Okay. This is what I wanted to ask you guys. Do you know what this is? Come and see. Does it ring any bell? In English it's called Ryu. In the African culture, it's
But I have umhlonyane plant, but mine doesn't look.
Yeah, it's different.
So is this one bitter when you taste it?
It's very bitter, this one. It's very strong.
Yeah, because the one that I have is not bitter, so I was thinking, Guti, like, okay,
yeah,
do we have the right umhlonyane? Because mine is not bitter.
It grow it differently, but this one is very strong actually.
Okay.
This is very good for you. On the flu and can steam ngayo. So what I'm trying to show you, Guti, even before colonization and so-called European civilization, Africans had always been civilized. But obviously we were taken away from our own way of living, and then we were brought to townships. But I'll explain the story of the township when we get there.
Okay.
I'll explain with what.
So does the community benefit from this?
Yeah, the community does benefit. People have got their own spaces up there. You can see what fences that are separating, so people can plant here if they want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's ladies that are planting. This is in years when it's about it is and when spring.
Yeah.
Spring is sprung. When you come back around spring, you'll see. But for now, it's not so active. Around spring, lapho babhizi khona nama pumpkins, spinaches.
Oh, okay. And then this part of the land, is it still Lebo's land or like a Manyama family who have space?
Lana families do have a right of doing anything they want. As long as it's positive.
Oh, okay.
And Lebo doesn't own this space as well. this space still belongs to the government.
Oh, okay.
But
So upatali rent type of thing.
in a way, you don't really need to pay rent if you are using it in a productive way for job creation. You can pay that, you know.
Okay.
And that's why if you see our structures, there's nothing permanent here.
Oh yeah, so that anything can move.
So whenever they
anytime.
want to use a space lazy, they can just take this away.
Okay.
But that would be said considering it creates so much opportunities for people
Yeah.
to come and work, maintenance, to come and work, to plant, you know,
Yeah.
hosting our festivals. But it was not a one man's idea. It's a community idea. You know.
Okay.
Ladies, as far as your eyes take you, from any direction that you choose to look, it's the southwestern townships. Southwestern townships. Soweto. So Soweto is arguably the most famous township in the world. Some say very infamous, depending on the side. Bogulo oppression yethu. Okay? It's divided into different townships, about 41 townships, with over 2.5 to 3 million people living in Soweto. That's a lot of people. We can say maybe some people are pegged like sardines, you know. So the whole point of building townships was to make sure cheap laborers were not too far from work, so that they can travel back and forth. We need their manpower, we need their workforce, but we don't want to live with them in the same communities. So all the non-white people, black, Indian and colored, they were relocated southwest around 1948. Okay, but Soweto had already been existing when the apartheid was legislated. So around 1904 is when Soweto started. How did Soweto start? You ladies remember, or you know, if you read about the gold rush of Johannesburg? There was discovery of gold in Johannesburg, 1886. And then the gold rush triggered people to come from all over the world in search of fame and fortune. Unfortunately, I'm a British, I'm a Dutch. This is pretty good. And you know in Lebo it's very good for you.
So guys, Mina, in my home, this pap you eat it with inkomazi. We don't eat it like this. Like if you wanna eat it with meat and other things, you make it a bit what do you call it? Yahlangana. Stiff pap, yes. I wanted an English word, I couldn't think of it, but yeah, it doesn't become like this. After the men's hostel, you ride to the famous
South Africa, there was what you call Bantu education. Bantu education was designed as an inferior quality of education for abantwana abamnyama, while white children receive education in. So Fairwood, who was the architect of apartheid, said a young black child like you is a raw material for white men. So black children must receive poor education so that they will forever work for white men. The problem is too was that African or black children, since colonization started, had never gotten an opportunity to go to school and be taught their mother tongue. Mother tongue. So they've never gotten it. So I was albeit to bafundishwa English. And then in 1976, Africans, the movement and science and geography, they understand Africans. So you can imagine being taught in a language when I understand Tongan tongue. And then there was 92% failure nationally. It means about people don't understand the Africans, but I can't because they So 16 June 1976, my students of Soweto protest that are by full Africans.
If you would like to support the local economy, you can buy stuff at the vendors in Vilakazi Street. Make sure that you bring cash. The tour finishes at Vilakazi Street. From there you ride back to the backpackers to have a nice warm lunch, which is included in your tour price. After a long day of riding bicycles, we were ready to check in at the backpackers and rest a bit before dinner. It is a really comfortable place for you to stay a bit longer and also do your remote work while you stay here. Here's a quick tour of the backpackers, and this is the kitchen area. It is nice and clean, and it has everything that you need for you to have a comfortable stay.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
The next day, we went to Chafpozi. This is a nice place for you to relax on a Sunday, and it also has adventure activities. So you can do bungee jumping, you can do quad biking, you can go up the towers and have an aerial view of the area. So guys, we just completed we went up the towers to to have an aerial view of the place. So the thing is that you are not allowed to take your camera and your phone because they sell pictures. So they bring the camera, take pictures, and then you buy them for 100 rands for like 20 plus minus 25 pictures. So I guess that is great, but the thing is that, you know, for me, back forced, like, you know, when you're so forced taking and you know, do they know the type of pictures that you want to take, what will interest you, things like that, DJ. So yeah, but it is a nice aerial view. I don't know if it's worth the money, because you are just there like for literally 5 minutes, and you know, you don't even have enough time to just take in, you know, the experience and the view and all of that. So I told you that from my home, we don't make ipap to eat with meat. You know, that one that looks like rice. We don't cook it like that. If we make that pap, we are going to have it with inkomazi. But if we are going to have it with meat and salad and everything, this is the pap that we make. And that was the end of our weekend in Soweto. See you in the next vlog, where I'll be showing you what we get up to when we are in Gauteng. Maboneng.